Well, good evening. Good evening. We are having, or good afternoon. Let me start that again. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Today, we are talking about one of my most favorite subjects, but welcome. I'm Ron. I'm grateful you're here. I'm thankful for you, and I will take care of the time. We should go about 25 minutes or so, but today is about the leadership of 100 versus 1,000 or a million. And really, you've probably heard this before about why 100? What is in that number? What's so special about that? So we're going to break that down today. We're going to break that down this evening, and we're going to sit here and we're going to, just as if again, this just a fireside chat, and we're sitting around and we're discussing this. This is really the atmosphere that I would like to really begin to have with all of my viewers is that we're sitting down, we're either at a delicious table, sitting and eating some really great food, or we're sitting around a fireplace, or we're sitting around a backyard, beautiful scene, and having a great discussion. Because that's what this is really about. It's really about the interaction. So let's begin. Again, my name is Ron Gagosian. I am in this with you. I am with the Gagosian Group. And specifically today, we want to talk about this concept of 100 and what that sweet spot really is. And is it enough to build momentum, small enough to manage, but yet with the personal level of leadership? So, in contrast, most people spin their wheels, or get confused or somehow have resistance to talking to everybody. I find it easy to talk to everybody, but some people just, but for this particular conversation, what's the tie-in? And then how do we actually understand what it takes to build a tribe of 100 people? Does it happen immediately? Is it something that social media can create? Is it something that it happens at the airport or sitting on an airplane or in a social setting? Well, not all exactly at the same time. And the truth of the matter is, it takes time. It takes a little time to connect the pieces, similar to a jigsaw puzzle. So let's talk about the practical roadmap. So, your tribe, the people that really are aligned in value and hungry for change, and they're ready for leadership, you could probably find them through your social media, your LinkedIn, your Facebook, your Instagram, your TikTok, as compared to, solely doing it what we would consider it the old school way of meet and greet. But those situations are fine too. It could be people that you're introduced to. So, I mean, I think we understand that. We're just living in a world now that has more opportunity to make the reach, as they say. So let's keep in mind the reach, the appropriate reach, the power of proximity, and how we create traction in that. So, for an example, so this week I reconnected with someone from a powerlifting event, and that was a cold interaction, and I created that by immediately following up with that person. And I was invited to attend, and we shook hands, and we were talking about a particular uh, wellness product that am totally sold out for. But we were talking about that and his particular weightlifting, and we knew certain people. But we got together. I initiated the contact. We got together, and he is really someone that is aligned with the kinds of work that I'm doing. And he happens to be someone less than 30 years old, between 25 and 30 years old. And so it's amazing how at certain social events or different kinds of sporting events, even that you can meet a pure stranger, create a relationship, and then identify that that person could possibly be one of your 100. And what is the reason why we are talking about 100? Because it's easier than 1,000. It's easier than trying to sift through looking for a million. From the research and the actual professionals that I have listened to and who have actually sat with me in rooms like this or in an interactive room where they were speaking to me personally and others, that 100 people, if you can build a vault of 100 people that are aligned with your values, research is showing that that is gold. Gold, ladies and gentlemen. So, what's the opportunity? Well, I guess you could say that everybody could be your client, but I don't really believe that everybody is your client. There's going to be some drop off somewhere along the line that for if you are an entrepreneur and you're looking for building your business and looking at this whole concept of building 100 people, 100 individuals that are going to be aligned with you, they will bring you your dollars. Now, if you're someone like Russell Brunson says that if you run one webinar every week, you'll never have a cash flow problem. And so, really, what he's saying is that the reach that you're actually getting, your net gets wider and wider and wider. And when you pull that string in at that velocity and at that frequency of once a week or twice a week, whatever that might be, you are then able to sift through and pull through that to the people of that 100. Now, is it limited to 100 people? I would think not, but there is a core. And I think we can all sit back or get our notepads out or an Excel spreadsheet, and we can come up with a matriculating list of 100 people, meaning if two people drop off and you had 100 and then two people drop off, well, you got 98, you need to go find two more people to add back into that list that are going to align with you, that are interested in what you're doing, and most importantly, because, and for that reason, they will drop money into your bank account because they want your service, they want your product, they want what you have. And it is no longer a game of you really need to do this or I need to chase them. Essentially, you've set the table and you are now at the table and they're coming to that. And they are dining with you. They are talking to you. They are telephoning you. And they are literally saying, send me a contract, send me something, or let's have that 30-minute discussion whereby we have that. So let's talk a little bit more and let's break this down of the 100 and why it's important. The 100 is a number that has been researched. It has been researched with the top consultants that speak to the Fortune 500 and the Fortune 100 companies. And what they've compiled in this research is with their interaction and with their metrics and their numbers, is they've actually had the data that shows them that when we build a tribe, and I use that loosely, but when we build a group that is aligned with us, that is either working directly with us or involved or who has taken a step in, and you as in a leadership role have enrolled them to you and they are paying you money for goods and services, you have created a list of 100. So you're going to have to take that list, might be a list of 500, and you're going to have to begin to boil that down as to who may be your 100. And then it's a matter of beginning to establish how that 100 essentially begins to put money in your bank account. Likes are fine. Clicks and hearts are wonderful. It shows engagement. I'm speaking at the social media level, but it doesn't put money, it doesn't put funds, it doesn't put food on the table. And it doesn't increase legacy wealth. It may give you a name, but we have to be very, very careful as to what the goal is. And the goal, I would assume, for most people, that it is to put money in your bank account so that you can build that level of wealth that you have set as a goal, and you are achieving your legacy dreams and your legacy in that aspect as you build into legacy wealth. Because it's not just all about money and material things, it's about the legacy that you're leaving. It's the legacy of how you're helping people. So, in my particular journey, I have risen to a place where I use the word risen. It's elevated. It's an elevated mindset of where I am now looking at a second mountain. The first mountain has been was all about becoming educated in a way and going to work and working at the institutional level. And for many years, I've been in an entrepreneurial space. And I've been actually saying, what is it? What is the deeper, deeper, deeper meaning of all of this? And so I've come to the place where finding the top 100 is really, really the core basis. And I'm beginning to believe that at such a present level that, and I didn't say presence, present level, meaning that I understand that every day when I'm sitting behind my desk or I'm engaging with folks like yourself, that there's a, excuse me, there's an aspect that I believe. I believe that my visibility precedes outcome. That's what we talk about when we're talking about the 100. And I'm using terms here. So let's slow this down a little bit. We're talking about the 100 tribe of 100 people that you need to put together and begin to form. But there's also this presence that creates in you an everyday present level that you understand that your visibility precedes the outcome. You may be anxious for putting money in your bank account, but your visibility it has to happen before the outcome. All right, so are we clear? Visibility precedes outcome. And so if you understand that every day while you're trying to build this tribe of 100, you've built it, you've sketched it out, but you're really trying to solidify that in your entrepreneurial world, whatever that might be, or in your professional capabilities. That 100 is gold. That's your gold mine. And so it keeps you focused so that you're not having to go look at 1 million people. You're not spamming other people. You're not becoming, or as I use the term, you're not cheesy. You're not leaking oil all over their driveway while you're trying to get them to do business with you. You're actually engaging with them. They understand what it is that you're doing, and they want what you have. It may not necessarily be the product or the service that you're selling, but they want what you have. Are you with me? They want your the brightness in your eyes. They want the level of leadership that you're showing them. They want something about how you're living your life. And I really think that's where the real hook is. It's not really about them buying something, although that's an outcome. That's what you're driving towards. but they're also looking at you. And that's the term leadership. Looking at how you're living your life. They're looking exactly into that telescope, microscope, into that optical device that looks straight into you. And they're saying, does their talk match their walk? Does their talk match their walk? And are they actually living it out? And is it measurable? Because, like we all know, things that can't be measured, they really, that's just a goal without any focus. So, again, the goal here for us this afternoon is to understand as we sit around this table, as we sit around this vista that we're looking at, and we're looking at this idea of building your 100, it's really, really a powerful number. It's a powerful number if you're in business and you're sitting in an executive suite. Do you have 100 people in your Rolodex that you can look at right now? If you're an entrepreneur and you have a storefront, are there 100 people that you can call to that would be available to come and look at your storefront and look at your inventory and look at your beautiful shop or whatever it might be? It might be an online store. It may be that you need to attract eyes. And I'm not going to get into the social media aspect here today because that really is a whole different level and series of seminars and webinars. But just to reach it at a high level, you're going to have to line up your social media and you're going to have to spend some time engaging with people so that you're not just getting thumbs up, because thumb up and beautiful little heart emojis don't put money in the bank. What puts money in the bank is when people see directly into you that you are reaching what it is that they desire. And then you're lining up whatever product you have, service, or an actual product that would be shipped to them. That's really, really the key. But hear me out. Stay with your 100. Don't focus on the million people. Will be just, you'll be in a little sailboat in the midst of 20-foot swells. So out on the ocean, using that nautical metaphor, you're going to be tossed to and fro. Concentrate on the 100. And so this is what leaders do. Leaders take charge. Leaders look into and they find mentorship. So here's the other piece to all of what I'm saying here this afternoon. Find some level of accountability. Find a mentor. Could be a spouse. Depends. But find somebody who you can have a frank discussion with in a safe environment where there's free flow information, where you can say, here are my goals, here are my 100 people, and these are the reasons that I believe, you know, it's an opportunity for me. We just call it, here's my 100 opportunity list. And begin to make your calls. Begin to engage with these people. Find whatever level or media, whether it's telephone call, initial text, a really nice email, and reach out to these people and tell them what you're doing. In fact, you know what I absolutely love, and no one has done it to me, but I've done it to other people, is send them, in terms of reaching to your top 100, send them a video text. A video text is an extremely warm way when people cannot answer the telephone. But when they see that video come through as a text, it is just almost as warm as a telephone call. Because what do they have? They get to see your face. They get to see your smile. They get to see you engage with them, and they're engaging on the backside of that. Trust me, they are. They have a smile on their face. They're thinking of a memory, and they're engaging. That is gold. That is gold. So find your media, do your outreach after you've built the list, and begin to make those calls. Remember, as you call 90 of the 100, you have to backfill and begin to add people, but you always want that 100 list. That list needs to matriculate. When people fall off or they're not interested or maybe they're not your friend anymore or there's just a way that you have essentially created that view, that look to see whether or not they would be willing to be part of your tribe and you would really want them to be, because again, you're not chasing people. You're not chasing after them. They're being attracted to you. And so if there really is not an attraction point, there's really no sense in chasing them. So they would be moved off the list. So my suggestion to you is make this part of your daily goal. Reach out to a significant amount of people, and I don't know what that might be for you. I like to make it 5 to 10 a day and move that list, keep moving that list, keep moving that list. In fact, to be honest with you, as compared to being dishonest with you, haha, I have a list of more than 100 people. And I've derived that from my own database. And my list is not yet, frankly, I don't have a full 100 list, but I have a list of people that I actually contact every day. I move myself to block out time to reach out to people, whether I'm on the road or whether I'm in my office. I try to make that attempt in a block of time to reach out, whether a phone call, social media, a DM, an email, and setting some kind of expectation that I would like to speak to them, not ending it at that particular outreach point, that I'm setting it for another opportunity that I can speak to them and just tell them and to share a life. That's really, really the key here, folks. So let's recap. The list of 100, building your tribe, why that's important, because if you're in a leadership role, that's what we do. That's what we do. You hear this whole concept of leadership, leadership. What is leadership? We'll do that in another seminar coming soon. And we have, by the way, another 8-week series coming up starting next week. So this is our 8th week of our 8-week series. We're starting our next 8-week series next week, next Thursday. Watch out on your social media, and you will be seeing on Facebook and Instagram those posts. You can also check out at gagosiangroup.com, gagosiangroup.com, Gagosian group, one word, .com. You can click on the link that shows live webinars. We have the listing is out there. It's fresh. It has been refreshed. And if there's an opportunity for you, because you want to become part of my tribe, there's an opportunity in there for you to click on the link and you can schedule a time for us to speak. And that will be an opportunity for us to see what kind of investment you want to make in terms of the discussion that we have at that time. But we'll leave that for now. However, as we close here today, I want you to think again of yourself in the leadership aspect. I want you to think about how you're building this business that you're building. And maybe some of you have capitalized it. You've taken your own saved dollars, money, and you've invested. It might be product. It might be that you are in the DSM world. It may be you have brick and mortar storefront. It may be you're in some type of consulting business. It may be you are in some type of insight business, some professional where somebody doesn't have the you, the it factor that is you, and that's what sets you apart. People say again, and I've alluded to this, talking about leadership. People say, "What is leadership? And what is this like? Is this psychobabble?" No, leadership is when you understand who you are. Someone said to me the other day, they said, "Ron," was in a text, "you've got the goods." I looked at my phone and I said, wow, that person who's in a pretty high position said to me, "You've got the good." I said to myself, I do have the goods. I didn't doubt. That's leadership. So it's a mindset also. And so you know what I wrote back? I wrote back, I know I have the goods. And then I thanked them not in an opaque or an obscure way, but I thanked them for their leadership and said, "See you at the top." And they wrote back to me, "Bam," with 3 exclamation marks. Because what it is that I did not do, I didn't give away my power. I didn't cede and say, oh, or be dismissive. Again, that's a mindset. A mindset that says, yeah, Jane has the goods. Ron has the goods. Frank has the goods, whatever your name is. You say to yourself, I have the goods. I can deliver this. And then you just graciously thank the other person. I don't need to tell you how to do that. But the key here is that we're not ceding over our power. We're not dismissing our power nor our leadership. And then that's also how we attract our 100. When our mind shift begins to change and it begins to say, I do accept myself. I am present with myself. I can sit with myself and begin to focus on what it is I need to do without a level of mind distraction. I know we have lots of distraction that goes on around us. There are priorities, there's things, there's emergencies, and life happens. And sometimes we have to set some things aside for just a while until we take care of those life priorities: spouse, significant other, illness, death, our own taking care of ourselves, our exercise, our eating properly, our focusing, just getting to the doctor to get your blood tests, your blood work, and to get your physical. For some people is a real monumental thing. For some people, getting to the dentist is really difficult. I wouldn't know why. I'm just teasing. But anyway, little levity there. There is no dentist jokes, no lawyer jokes, and no dentist jokes tonight. So the key here, we love you guys. The key here is building your 100. So the call to action tonight is, if you are ready, wasn't going to say, I was going to use the word willing, but if you are ready, and what I am saying to you tonight, and you really, really believe in your heart that you are wanting to begin in a leadership role, you want to, and you're ready to increase your checkbook dollar amount. It could be that this is a second mountain. It could be that you're in a place where you're wanting to retire, but you don't know what you're going to do after that. Those kinds of things, those kinds of thoughts, those kinds of heart desires are things that need to be talked about. And so I would challenge you. This call is not for everybody. And I don't chase everybody. I chase 100. I chase 100, meaning they are always in my sphere. They're always moving around. They are the people that I spend a majority of my time talking to because they help my business grow. They are the ones that move with me, they align with me, and they actually understand when I say what it is that we need to do. If we're in business together, we're on the same plane, we're on the same vertical, and we're on the same horizontal. So that has an exact mark in those markings. So we actually can find that level of eternity together. And I say that because that is an eternal moment when you can find people that you can line up vertically and horizontally with. That is really, I'm not going to say the word magical. It's not metaphysical. It's a very eternal moment. And it'll make your mind, it'll make your heart so glad to even just be able to fit with those people. So again, leaders find 100 people to revolve around, and they build their empires and they build their business. Research has shown. So if this has meant something to you this afternoon, this morning, this evening, whenever you're watching this, I challenge you that if it's rung a bell, please contact me. You can reach me at www.gagosiangroup.com. You can set up an opportunity. There's an info link. And I look forward to seeing you again on our webinars. Again, we have a new 8-week series coming up. I'm not going to reveal the topics at this point in time, but they're going to be in alignment with similar aspects. I've been laying a foundation with you over. If you go back and you look at my YouTubes, you'll see a progression. You'll see a step by step by step orderly fashion to how I am speaking to you. That in and of itself is showing leadership to you, and the people that are wanting to build, these are for you. So again, it's not about what I get in life and you showing leadership. It's not about what you get out of it, because quit focusing on the outcomes. Focus on your visibility. When you focus on your visibility and you understand that visibility precedes outcome, the law of momentum and the law of power and proximity begins to mold. It begins to mold around you, and it opens up new opportunities. So you've heard it today. I thank you so much for joining me, and it has been a pleasure. I respect you. I thank you for your time. I've tried to keep this contained within about a 25 to 30 minute time frame. If this is something that you're watching after dinner, I hope that you've enjoyed it. If this is an early morning, I really didn't want to move you too much off your mark today, but I wanted to give you something that really, really resonates. And it's resonated with me, and it's resonated with the top people who have been featured in Success Magazine. So proximity has power. I'm in proximity to them, and now you're in proximity with me. And in that, there's power and there's energy. So go with it, learn from it, stay present with yourself, and you will be an absolute leader in your own right. And people will be attracted to you because you are the one that's creating the table, not the one that is going to be invited. All right. For now, it's been great being with you, and we will see you very soon. Bye bye.